There is a hidden system embedded in everything you see, feel, and experience. You were born into it, shaped by it, and guided by it without ever knowing it existed. This system isn't random, it's encoded. It lives in cycles, in patterns, in the architecture of your own mind. The number 4 is not just a number, it is the structure behind structure. It governs the 4 elements, the 4 directions, the 4 seasons, the 4 chambers of the heart, the 4 stages of the soul's journey. Ancient civilizations knew this. They built temples, cities, and calendars around this sacred design. But today, we overlook it, dismiss it as coincidence, unaware that the entire matrix of reality runs on a 4-fold rhythm. What if I told you there are 4 codes that silently bend time, alter energy, and shape the lens through which you perceive existence? These codes aren't external, they're within you, hidden behind your thoughts, embedded in your biology, operating through the nervous system, your electromagnetic field, your breath, your memories. They don't ask for your belief, only your attention. Most people spend their entire lives responding to these codes unconsciously. Every decision they make, every emotion they feel, every thought they think is filtered through these ancient frameworks. Yet they never notice. Because the most powerful systems aren't enforced, they're internalized. But once you begin to see the pattern, a fracture opens in the illusion. You begin to question not just the world, but the mechanisms of perception itself. What if your reality isn't fixed, but responsive? What if the energy you emit is the architect of your experience? And what if these 4 codes are the language reality has always been whispering to you? The first code is rhythm. Everything moves in waves, your breath, your heartbeat, the cycles of your thoughts, the rise and fall of emotions. Rhythm is the invisible pulse of the universe, and it governs the way energy flows. When you're unaware of this rhythm, you are out of sync. Your energy scatters, your clarity dims, your connection to presence weakens. But when you attune to rhythm, you begin to move with life instead of against it. Ancient teachings spoke of this as aligning with the Tao, the flow, the current. Modern science calls it coherence. When your inner rhythm harmonizes with the rhythm of the field around you, strange things begin to happen. Time feels different, outcomes shift, even your sense of identity begins to soften. This isn't magic, it's structure. Rhythm organizes chaos. The second code is polarity. Everything has its opposite. Light and dark, inhale and exhale, thought and silence, expansion and contraction. Your mind seeks resolution, but your soul understands duality. The code of polarity doesn't ask you to choose sides, it asks you to witness both. The moment you reject one half of a truth, you split yourself from the whole. Polarity is not conflict, it's dance. When you embrace both ends of the spectrum, you access power, because you stop resisting half of your own existence. Most people live stuck between poles, unaware that the true key is not choosing one over the other, but moving between them with awareness. That movement creates charge, and charge is energy, and energy is creation. This is why opposites don't cancel each other, they activate each other. To understand this code is to realize that your suffering often comes not from pain itself, but from resisting it, not from fear, but from denying its purpose. The third code is memory, not the kind stored in the brain, but the deeper memory etched into your cells, your field, your subconscious structure. Every experience you've ever had, every emotion you've buried, every belief you've inherited is still there, alive beneath the surface. Memory is not passive, it's active. It shapes how you interpret the present. It bends the lens through which you perceive reality. When something triggers you, it's not the moment doing the damage. It's the old memory resurfacing and reclaiming control of your perception. Most people don't live in the present. They live in reenactments of the past, replaying emotional programs that no longer serve them. But here's what most don't know. Memory can be rewritten, not by force, but by awareness. When you observe a memory without judgment, when you feel it fully, without fleeing, you transform its energetic charge. This is alchemy, turning stored pain into present power. This is why healing isn't forgetting, it's remembering differently. The code of memory is about reclaiming authorship of your inner narrative. As long as your unhealed memories run your system, you are a passenger in your own reality. But once you meet them, feel them, and reframe them, you step into the role of creator. Because the past is not fixed, it's fluid. It lives in your body as a frequency, and frequency can be changed. The fourth code is intention. Intention is the steering wheel of consciousness. It's not a thought, it's a frequency. Most people confuse wanting with intending. Wanting comes from lack. Intention comes from clarity. When you hold an intention with emotional coherence and focused presence, reality bends. It reorganizes itself around that signal. This is not fantasy, it's physics. Consciousness collapses potential into form. Your intention is the selector, the tuning fork, the pattern disruptor. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are aligned with. Intention is about embodying the frequency of the outcome before it appears. It's about living the vibration of the truth you choose, until the external world has no choice but to echo it back. These four codes, rhythm, polarity, memory, and intention, are not separate. They operate together, like gears in an unseen engine that drives your perception, behavior, and experience. When one is out of alignment, the others distort. When all are unconscious, reality feels random, chaotic, even cruel. But when you bring awareness to them, when you begin to see how they work within you, reality starts to reveal itself, not as something happening to you, but as something generated through you. This is the turning point. This is the fracture in the illusion. Most people spend their entire lives trying to change the outer world, rearranging pieces on a board they don't realize they're creating. But those who learn to work with the codes, who tune into rhythm, accept polarity, rewrite memory, and set clear intention, stop reacting and start shaping. You felt glimpses of this before. Moments when time felt slower, like everything was syncing up. Moments when a decision shifted everything, or when facing pain fully brought unexpected peace. Those weren't accidents. Those were brief alignments with the deeper architecture of consciousness. This is what the ancients meant when they spoke of magic. Not spells, but the subtle art of aligning with natural law. These laws don't require belief. They operate regardless. But belief, when combined with awareness, amplifies their reach. You don't need to force the universe to listen. You just need to speak in its language. The codes are that language. Subtle, precise, powerful. And yet, even with this understanding, most will forget, not because they're unwilling, but because remembering is a practice. Awareness fades in the noise of daily life. That's why this isn't a one-time realization. It's a discipline, a return, again and again, until these codes stop being concepts and start being embodied, until rhythm moves through your breath, polarity lives in your choices, memory softens in your presence, and intention leads your every step. Then, you are no longer living inside a system you can't see. You are the system. You are the architect. To embody the codes is not to escape life. It's to meet it completely, not from the mind's conditioning, but from presence. Because when the codes are active within you, even the ordinary becomes sacred. You begin to see patterns where you once saw chaos. You start recognizing mirrors in people, signs in silence, meaning in stillness. Your inner world and outer world begin to synchronize. And not because something outside changed, but because your perception aligned with a deeper layer of reality that was always there, waiting for you to tune in. This is why awareness is the gateway. Awareness without judgment, without urgency, just observation, pure presence. The mind wants to analyze, categorize, understand, but the codes respond not to intellect, but to resonance. The more you attune to your inner rhythm, the more life begins to echo it. Your emotions soften, your reactions slow, your vision clears. You stop reaching for outcomes and begin receiving alignment. This is what it means to shift timelines, not jumping to another life, but shifting the frequency of the one you're already in. The codes also act as protectors. When embodied, they guard your energy. They filter what enters your field. They sharpen your intuition. When someone speaks from manipulation, you feel it instantly. When an opportunity is out of alignment, your body resists it before your mind can explain why. Because the codes operate below thought, in the body, in the breath, in the electromagnetic signature of your being. They are ancient, but they are not old. They are alive, and they are personal. And maybe the most profound truth is this: these codes aren't something you need to find. They've always been part of you. You were born with them. You've used them unconsciously your entire life. Every heartbreak, every breakthrough, every choice has moved through their influence. The difference now is that you're becoming conscious of them, and consciousness changes everything. The moment you realize that these 4 codes have always been operating within you, something begins to shift, not outside, but deep in the center of your being. It's not a rush. It's not a sudden explosion. It's more like a quiet recognition, like remembering a song you once knew by heart. You don't need to force understanding. The understanding has always been there, beneath the noise, beneath the roles, beneath the fear. The illusion wasn't that the codes were hidden. The illusion was that you believed you were separate from them. This realization is not enlightenment. It is the soft undoing of forgetting, the collapse of constructs built on distraction. You begin to live differently. You move slower, not because you're lost, but because you're listening to the rhythm of your breath, to the polarity in every decision, to the old echoes rising as memory, to the quiet power behind your intention. Life becomes less about achievement and more about alignment, less about control and more about coherence. You stop searching for the next thing and instead start noticing the signals that have always surrounded you. This is the space where the codes come alive, not in theory, not in analysis, but in presence, in the silence between thoughts, in the feeling before language, in the stillness before action. You begin to feel what can't be taught. You begin to see what isn't shown. And that seeing doesn't make you special, it makes you responsible, because to know is to choose. You can't unsee the pattern once you've seen it. You can't pretend the illusion is real once it's cracked, and you wouldn't want to, because something deeper is moving through you now. Not an idea, not a goal, a remembering. You were never disconnected. You were always part of the structure, the pulse, the pattern, the code. This life, this very moment, is not a random sequence of events. It's an invitation to return, to remember, to realign. There's nothing to become, just something to remember. You don't need more answers. You just need to listen to the language reality has always spoken to you in. It was never out there. It's here, inside, beneath the noise, beneath the thinking, beneath the name you were given. You are not here to figure out the system. You are here to remember that you are the system. And once you remember, reality begins to respond, not because it changes, but because you do.